Welcome back to the show. It's time for our second guest today here in the studio with us. Now, in this era of social media scandals and rumors and defamation of character, it's very, very important to restore credibility to the new media. Now, to speak to us about this, we have representatives from the Online Publishers Association of Nigeria. On my extreme left, I have the president, Mr. Austin, I beg your pardon, Ogana. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you for having me on your
Thank
show.
you. And on my immediate left, we have Mr. Charles Tudor, who's the brand strategist for this project. Thank you very much for joining us.
Pleasure's mine.
Great to have you on the show.
I think my very first question would be, is it really possible to sanitize the media? I mean, everybody who has an access to the phone these days can post up anything. We don't have avenues to check the credibility of the news that we put out there. And just after it's gone far is when we realize, oh, it was a minute too late, you need to pull it down. So is it really possible to sanitize the new media?
It is. And that's why Open is doing what it's doing.
Yeah.
We believe that these things can be done because there's a lot of mess
out there
today. There's a lot of mess. The entire social media space is so messy today that if we sit back and allow the decay continue, at the end of the day, the whatever credibility that is left, will not even, it's going to be so unimaginable. So in Open, we believe that if we begin to have the right conversations, if we begin to get people aware, those that are in the business of disseminating information, because the fact remains that some of these people do these things without really understanding the magnitude of damage that they do to reputations. Some do it deliberately, some blackmail with it, some bully with it. But there are some people out there that just retweet these things or tweet information.
Most especially on WhatsApp.
Yes, that they have no capacity whatsoever to verify. And they're in forums that have 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, 10,000 people. So there has to be some form of responsibility.
Brilliant.
So what in Open, what we believe is that if we begin to drum up, bring these issues to the forefront and drive the process, we believe that people will begin to listen. And at the end of the day, we'll become a self-regulated community.
That's right.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Now, it's important, or it's great that you mentioned that. Only this morning we saw on, I think it was Alibaba's page, someone putting up a job posting that was totally false. And of course, you know what happened with Funke Akindele and the Avengers and not being verified.
True.
Now, Open is supposed to address this and, like you mentioned, start the conversation with conferences, with meetings. Now, Charles, how do you think people will receive this? The online space is so big. For an organization to say, okay, we want to start. I know in Nigeria sometimes we don't like all these regulatory bodies. How do you think people will receive this and how well are you going to do this?
I will take that question from a different point of view. It's been well accepted already.
Brilliant.
It's already oversubscribed.
Correct.
As at last week, oversubscribed. Yes. We've had the support of the corporate world. Now, if you talk of how they accept, it means the acceptance for us is the support we get. Oversubscribed already. We have 4 major brands supporting this. We have ITO Group, we have First Bank, we have Access Bank, we have UBA putting their names behind this. And then we have Onobelo, who's a reputation brand out there. And then we have other small, Dixon Sanomi Foundation is also behind this. So already it's a success for us.
It's a movement.
It's already a movement that whether you like it or not, you either jump on the train or this train is going to leave you behind.
So we have lots of reputable brands that are supporting this movement. Now let's talk about individuals and their career paths. What kind of individuals do we have? Now we know that media has gone beyond TV and radio. We have the new media now. We have the bloggers, the vloggers. So what kind of people should be a part of this movement? And can anybody who has just an everyday 9 to 5 be a part of the movement as well?
We're actually open to entrepreneurs and practitioners in the internet and new media space. So if you're someone that disseminates information. If you're an influencer, if you're a corporate affairs strategist, you're a PR strategist, you're a journalist, you blog, you own a website, whatever it is that you do that entails that you handle information and you disseminate, we were open to you in Open so that we can continue to have this conversation. That's what Open is really all about. And let me also add that Open, was not registered today as an association. Open had actually been in existence formally since 2011.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Now, as the president of Open, a follow-up question to that,
Yeah.
you've been existent since 2011. Are we looking to see more suits for defamation of character coming up? Because we see these days that everyone who has access to a mobile phone can post anything without verifying, just to tarnish the reputation of someone. So are we going to see, yes, we have quite a few,
We have a few
right now already ongoing. So are we going to see an increase in 2018 of suits, defamation of character that will be brought about?
Yeah, you see, what we're trying to do in Open is protect the integrity
Yeah, that's right.
of the media. And that's why we're targeting, like I said, you need a lot of education. You need to educate these people. Actually, they're the ones that we're actually looking for, those in the shadows, those that hide behind the scene to use social media to blackmail and make
Keyboard
money.
gangsters.
Yes, those are the ones we're looking for. And I'll take you back to when we started. I started the wheel. I started the wheel in 2009 when internet access was still very limited in Nigeria. I started the wheel from San Francisco, where I used to live then. And I know that we're probably about 4 or 5 news websites that people used to go to outside the traditional print in Nigeria because of the, perceived credibility, because of their perceived bias, for their sponsors here. Yeah. So a lot of people used to come online to get credible reports, credible news, and it's that credibility that these people have reading on, and it's the same credibility that they're now trying to destroy.
All right, now let's talk about, you have an event coming up. You have a conference, and we've talked about who is partnering with you, who should attend. Tell us a little bit more about it. Who are your speakers? What do you aim to achieve as a whole after the conference?
Okay, like I said, the idea behind this conference, is to arrest this credibility problem.
Yes.
So the conference is more like a platform.
Yeah.
We say it's the first of its kind, where we're inviting everybody in the media space to come for the first time, under one umbrella to have this conversation. We've invited different social media groups, different associations to come and let's have this conversation. That is the number one.
What day is it happening?
It's on February 6th.
Oh, just around the corner. On Tuesday? Okay, so February 6th, Tuesday. What time does it start?
It starts, pre-registration starts at 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock.
But the event purpose starts at 9.
And where is it happening?
At the Whitbaker Hotel.
Beautiful. I'm very excited because we're seemingly having more conversations with regards to the social media space. We have the social media week, and now we have the Open. So is this going to be a one-off, or is it
it's actually, this is the maiden one.
Okay.
It's something we're very passionate about. I became president of Open a few months ago, and I thought, okay, we've been talking about this thing really, and why haven't we really, moved it to the next level? So we muted the idea, and we reached out to a couple of people, a couple of brands, and the feedback I got was, hey, look, this should have happened years ago.
Yeah. I totally agree with that. Now, before we let you go, I need to ask you a question. For those of us who are looking forward to Tuesday, the 6th of February, if I were to ask you now, recommendations of how to sanitize the online media, restoring credibility to the online media in Nigeria, what would be your 3 or 4? So you give 2, and Charles can give 2 recommendations each as to how we can sanitize online media and bring back credibility. Okay,
I think I will start with the self.
I like that you started first. So you take the point.
I will start with the self. Recommendations for me is start with discipline. Because you have access to internet does not mean you have the freedom to malign people. You must take responsibility for everything you put out there. It's personal responsibility. We must be responsible as individuals because it starts with you, yourself. So my advice will be, hey, you have a phone, you have a source of, you have the resources, don't use it for negativism because it's going to rebound on you. Because over the years, if you're known to be a negative brand, nobody will want to do business with you. It's a two-way traffic. Okay. Now, secondly,
okay, I think you've tried with one. Okay. We shouldn't allow you say everything here. So people will see reasons why they need to come to the event. So he should give us one as well.
Okay, I'll tell you 2. Two. Number one is, the tenets of journalism says you must fact check, your facts must be correct, you must be fair and balanced. So those are the 2 points those are the 2 words I would like to,
Great.
So fantastic. We're fact checking and
fact check
balanced.
and balance.
Balance.
If you have this as your mantra, you always be fair. And before we run, I know you said we're running off. I just want to, speak on some of the people that will be speaking at the conference that are confirmed. We have the chairman, the founder of Channels Television, John Momo, is going to be there. We have...
I hear you have Richard Mufadamejo as well.
He's coming,
yes. R&B is going to be coming
and
as
you
well.
are speaking as well.
Yes, Charles
I'm speaking. Yeah.
We have Dakuku Peterside, the DG of Nimasa. We have
Shude Jidonwa as well.
Shude Jidonwa as well.
Yes.
Garba Shehu, the president's spokesman. We have the 2 spokespersons of the 2 leading political parties.
And you have Victor Oche.
Yeah, Victor Oche.
Speaker of my state, former speaker of my state.
Oh,
yes,
so
I'm from Delta State, so yes, I have to.
So I've been waiting for a name.
Sister.
I've been waiting for a name. You've been listing names, and I was just eagerly waiting.
Yeah.
But look at media.
What is
cool?
Are you Myro Essay and Oliver Modi?
No, not we have a say in media because we have one of the highest followings.
Yes.
Our brand. So we're looking forward to having one of our web team join the
please.
studio.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true.
Just for us.
Tito Yuso.
Yeah.
Tito Yuso.
Yeah.
Yes, no, we're talking of Wazobia TV and Wazobia Max brand.
Yes.
Okay.
So we look forward to seeing how many people you would follow us on social media at Wazobia Max, get to find out how many of our people will be joining these amazing panelists and moderators as well. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
To enjoy more of these our Ogbonge videos when you just watch, press this button to subscribe on top of our YouTube page. You go love am.